Hello and welcome or welcome back to Houseofastralis. My name is Kayla and I am your cosmic guide in this cosmic space. Today's video will be a general reading about the full moon in Aries happening on Monday, October 6th at 8:47 p.m. Pacific time, and that is 9:47 p.m. Mountain time, and then that should be just after midnight the following day Eastern time. So, whatever time zone you're in, hello and welcome. Again, as this is a general reading, please keep this in mind and take anything that resonates and leave the rest behind. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do what you gotta do to interact with this video, as it really does help. So thank you in advance. I am again using Ritual Workbook's monthly planner. The full moon in Aries arrives on October 6th with fierce momentum, illuminating the tension between who we are alone and who we are with others. This lunation opposes the Libra sun, highlighting questions of selfhood, courage, and how we assert desires. Where have we been too polite, accommodating, or cautious? This full moon wants us to stop waiting and act. Meanwhile, Mars, Aries ruler, is in Cancer, adding emotional complexity. We may feel hypersensitive, reactive, or protective. Anger might come out sideways through passive aggression, martyrdom, and shutdowns. The key? Awareness. Anger is a messenger. What is it telling you? A tense square between Pluto and Mercury adds mental intensity. Thoughts may spiral, conversations turn sharp, and buried truths rise to the surface. This isn't time for polite avoidance or sugar-coated words. We're asking to confront uncomfortable realities in ourselves and our communication. Aries medicine is truth. Raw, direct, clarifying. Speak with courage, listen with depth. Aries is cardinal fire, ruled by Mars, marking the zodiac's beginning. It's the spark, the impulse, the warrior. Aries energy is bold, impulsive, and deeply instinctual. This sign teaches initiation, how to begin, trust our gut, and move forward without every answer. I like that right there. You don't need to know everything. Aries lives in the body, asking us to feel our way through, not overthink. Movement helps. Breathwork, walking, and dancing can metabolize tension. If you've been stuck in paralysis or overthinking, this lunation could crack something open. In tarot, Aries is the emperor, leadership, structure, and unapologetic self-ownership. The emperor builds kingdoms, defends his realm, and acts decisively. But this archetype asks, are we leading our lives or waiting for permission? The Emperor reminds us of inner authority. Under this full moon, that might mean setting boundaries, saying hard things, or deciding you're enough without consensus. The shadow side can be domination or rigidity. Don't bulldoze others pursuing truth. Instead, embody evolved Aries. Self-led but not selfish, bold but not reckless, a leader acting from the heart with integrity. For me, I've definitely felt the Aries energy, I suppose. I mean, Mars and Mercury are also doing some things as well, and I think that's been affecting it, which is interesting because Aries is in my ninth house, which is okay. Things that just clicked for me. So the ninth house typically talks about spirituality, philosophy, seeking expansion, higher education, religion, travel, and legal. And for quite some time now, the Justice card has been coming up for me. And, that's not always legal stuff, but it's the Justice card. And so this month in October, I'm really working with the card as an archetype, as a card itself, so getting some one-on-one time with it, which I thought was perfect because Libra season, Libra rules the Justice card. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's all intertwined in some aspect. So that's going to be interesting to find out. But there was another thing here. Oh yeah, the tense square between Pluto and Mercury, just adding the mental intensity that I've definitely been feeling this. Definitely, and I'm not an overthinker or anything, but lately I've definitely felt some of this, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep, which is the most annoying part. So that's interesting to see how it plays out For me, ooh, especially the legal part. I'm not really feeling so much in the spirituality or philosophy part, but yeah, let me know what house your Aries is in and see how that affects you. On another personal note, the Aries moon will be in my spouse's sixth house, which generally talks about health, wellness, work, which is interesting because some of his coworkers and best friends are getting sick. So he better not be getting sick. It also rules the pets, and I'm filming this a couple of days before the full moon, and our dog just got groomed. So, ooh, okay, these are some notes I'm gonna have to add. So, this is why I like saying and telling you guys to add notes about what's going on in your life around that time, because it all sort of plays into each other. So, let me know what house this is affecting for you. Are you experiencing any of it? Maybe you won't realize it till after, but best of luck. Alrighty, starting with the Awakening Intuition Oracle deck, I asked how you can work on your intuition this cycle. And we got card 48, Acknowledge Intuitive Mastery. Take pride in your intuitive skills. It's one thing to possess raw psychic talent or potential, but you've also displayed a willingness to practice, learn, and explore your intuitive gifts. Developing and trusting your sixth sense is a lifetime's work, yet your current proficiency is worth celebrating. Reward yourself. Acknowledge milestones. That's awesome. So for me, I personally like to keep a note, I guess, or in my notes, I have an entry about like synchronicities, intuitive hits, things I get right, or weird coincidences. So anything, I put that there because that forces me to acknowledge them, and I've gone back time and time again. I'm like, holy crap, that worked out, or that wasn't just some random little thing. So when you can take pride in that, and again, write it down, acknowledge it, so it's proof. If you're always looking for proof, then that's there for you. Alrighty, first question. What truth have you been avoiding? We've got the Ace of Coins. One of the first hits that I got was regarding health. So if there's something you've been pushing off, and maybe this is just a lesson to learn, because I personally have put some things off, and it's not me projecting this onto you, but it's being able to learn from that now. And so after so long of putting it off, I can really tell myself and tell other people, no, go get your stuff looked at, keep on it, you don't want to lag. And there was also something in the reading part that I did about that, so let me look at it again. Oh, okay, two things. So when it was talking about how Aries is a cardinal fire sign ruled by Mars, it marks the beginning of the zodiac, the spark, the impulse, the warrior. So a brand new tangible thing. Aries, ace. And Aries lives in the body, making us or asking us to feel our way through, not overthink. Movement helps. Breath work, walking, dancing. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. I totally relate to this as well. I know I got to move my body. Moving helps. The somatic therapy and somatic releasing. And I just haven't found a way. I'm not much of a dancer, but I think if we take that literally, what truth have you been avoiding? You got to move your body, whatever that looks like, whatever you can do, it has to be done. So taking a 15-minute walk, and then maybe increasing it every 5 minutes every so often, doing dancing, something to move your body. So I think overall health, but that there's also a beginning coming. So if you take a look at this, whatever you've been avoiding, there will be something to come out of it. Where have you been too accommodating or polite? We've got the King of Coins. Are you giving your money away? Are you spending it too recklessly, or not having a backbone when it comes to that? That's what that's saying to me. It could also be with someone who represents this in your life. So if you're being too accommodating and polite to them, that's kind of what it can be showing you. But it's also, again, the coin, so body, materialism, health. Oh, I can totally see this going a way of you telling yourself, like, no, I got this, nothing's wrong, so that other people aren't inconvenienced by your health problems. So if that's what you're doing, you really got to find a support system who won't be dissatisfied or taken aback by whatever's going on with you. And it's not that they have to dote on you or anything, but it's also an inconvenience for you. So if you have to inconvenience yourself or other people, especially your health, is that worth it for you? I also, the backbone thing really stuck out to me. I was watching the first Hangover movie, and one of the characters, Stu, the dentist, he has no backbone. Anytime Phil tells him to pay, he's paying. He's getting in all this debt. He puts his card on for the room and all this stuff. So I think, like, if this were him, he's being too polite and too accommodating to these people. He's not sticking up for himself. So if you too find yourself not sticking up to someone, either in an authoritative role or in money in general, I think you really have to turn that around. And I like how the ace is here as the beginning, and then the king is here as the end of the suit. So that's also, I don't know, that's just food for thought right there. An ending and a beginning. You gotta end the accommodation so that you can really look at and embrace your new beginning, so you don't avoid it anymore. Ooh, okay. What action is your authentic self calling for? We've got the Ace of Swords. So this is a new outlook on something, and the pages are kind of like aces in the sense of something new or a fresh outlook, a fresh perspective. But the way I kind of like to see it is, let's say, for example, which fits this actually, if you've been to therapy before, go again. So we can see the ace is here, not saying, oh, try this brand new thing. It's not or the page is not an ace, so it's not a brand new thing. You would have tried it perhaps before, maybe in another form, and it maybe didn't work out or whatever, but it's saying to go back with a new perspective and a new way of looking at things. So I'm going to take that because that's really calling to me. Your authentic self wants you to go to therapy, wants you to ask for help, to talk through it with a professional, to talk through what you're going through, yes. And also just be open to ideas that you haven't thought of before, not being so defensive, and even like an eagerness to learn. So the swords are about the mental realm, that's Mercury right there. So eager to learn, eager to explore, and I think that's what you have to do. So again, not being so defensive about something and closed off. Where are you ready to release that which no longer serves your highest and best good? Oh, okay, so as a general reading, if this resonates with you, take it. If you know you're in a not so great partnership, a partnership that isn't aligned, it's not that it has to be toxic necessarily, but it's just not working for you or the other party, then I think you have to let it go. You have to let it go so that it's not hindering either of you anymore. But if you're in a perfectly fine relationship, I think that's where, this might look like something else. It could look totally different for you. But the first thing that came to mind was a relationship of some sort. And that could be also what you're avoiding in some way. It could be hard to let it go because of the finances. It is easier to have a partnership rather than doing it on your own. But if your value isn't there anymore, is it really worth that? So I think just asking yourself what relationships are beneficial for you and what relationships need to go. Lastly, I did get inspired by just the Mars and Aries and the Emperor. So where can you lead? Where can you lead we've got the Six of Cups here. With this card, I'm seeing just setting good examples for the youth around you, for the generations behind you, for the generations yet to come. So if you can show them that a better life is possible, then they'll be inspired, and then they can inspire other generations. This is also a past card. It talks about either past lives or something in the past, nostalgia typically, and that's getting me drawn back to the Page of Swords, because that's also, again, revisiting something you've touched on before but not really completed. So if you can even show, yeah, I'm getting heavy kids and children energy with this one, just like showing the kids in your family how to be an adult, how to live the best life that they could. I think that's where you can lead. It can be youth groups, something like that, but I'm getting heavy on the nostalgia or the past. And typically on the Rider-Waite-Smith card, it is the two children looking figures handing something back and forth. Oh, I just saw this one. It says, for uncovering secrets. And that was definitely in the excerpt for the full moon in Aries. Uncovering secrets. Even so, maybe it's just not like a kids thing, but a family or generational type of issues where you have to be the one to not take any more BS, and you have to uncover some family secrets or something that's been hidden from you, and taking the lead on that to show that you're a generational curse breaker. You don't have to follow these same rules that they did and avoid any of that. Yeah, wow. So best of luck to you. It's not easy being the one to go ahead and rip everything open. But ultimately, I am with you in that fight, honestly, in my own personal life, and I'd rather do that than stay complicit, than to stay avoiding and looking the other way when things really should be brought to light and to be talked about, to again show the next generation that nah, we don't do that anymore. Listen, y'all, we don't do this anymore. So wow, best of luck to you. Okay, I asked for what you don't see coming as the last card, or the bottom of the deck, and it's the Sun. So perfect. Thank you, Sun. The Sun really is coming out to say it's going to be okay. You don't have to worry too much. You'll ultimately come out on top, and you'll ultimately thrive and bloom. If you choose, of course. If you choose to let go of the things that aren't serving you. Let go. Use this lunation to do some releasing. It's all there for you, so you just had to ask, I suppose. But yeah, this might be a little tough, just communication and high intense emotions, but ultimately coming out on the other side better for it is worth it in the end. So best of luck. If there are any deeper insights I can help you with in your personal life, I have my booking links down below. You know where to find me. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for this energetic exchange here, and I can't wait to read for you again next time. I will see you then.